Huge fan of this week's segment. My favorite segment between both of them, and I really felt I felt they were focused in this, and they were really pushing the point of why this match is personal. What is at stake for Cody Rhodes and John Cena in this, and what are their motivations for doing it? And we also got to answer the question a little bit about why John aligned himself with The Rock. So it's I still would love to see them delve into that a little deeper, but we finally got that acknowledged, and that means a lot. And I think the anticipation and hype for the match is at a high now, considering the first two meetings I had. I think this third one really made it a match that people were like, damn, I really do want to see that one.
What did you like about the motivation?
The one thing I liked about the motivation is why, the whole while he almost said, as you said this to me, I loved in your description, very simplistic. He said, he almost just said like, oh, you're lying, John, tell them the real reason. And just when John said like, you people, you treated me like this, you took advantage of me, you used me, you did this, you did that. Why, I poured out my heart and soul to you. And Cody just said like, that's not really the truth, was it? There was a new champion here. There was someone who wasn't built by the man that we can't talk about was here anymore. There's someone who the people chose, and they chose me, whereas they didn't choose you. You were a company creation. And then you almost feel this where Cena kind of like sinks down, and he's almost like, a heel and intimidated and almost embarrassed by it. Like his body language is really, really good. But you see Cody standing up. The reason John Cena wants to take out Cody is because Cody is now in the position that John Cena always wanted to be, and be like, universally loved like Cody is right now currently. And I think that fits. I think that works.
Yeah, they did a little bit of retconning of the first 2 weeks with the whole you people, when Cody said, just tell them the real reason. That felt a little bit like taking the eraser and, all right, let's fix this up a little bit. But that's fine because
in defense of Cena, you can look and say like, well, you know what? Cena's like a piece of shit liar. He was just out there lying, trying to come up with an excuse to say that he's not jealous of Cody. And you're right. It is most likely retconning, but I'm just saying in the terms of the big picture.
Well, they needed to do something to make it personal. That was my biggest gripe with it. We needed the why John did this, because you people were mean to me is not a reason for him to betray all of his laurels joining The Rock after he had already punched his ticket. I still wish we heard a little more about what 17 meant to him, because they haven't really taken any dive into him breaking the record. It hasn't really been about that, which I'm kind of surprised that hasn't been brought up too much. But I do like that he is on the, I'm going to deprive everyone of a champion they want.
Yeah.
And Cody represents everything that he wanted to be, as you alluded to. Wish we got a little more reasoning with The Rock and it was a little more cohesive, but I can deal with it. They needed to get physical. Both of us talked about that. They did get physical. I was happy with that. I thought the one-liners, there were definitely a lot of wink and a nod, and that can be a little annoying sometimes, but I actually thought that the way they delivered them and the lines they chose to harp on were actually very effective, including
they were.
The making money for billionaires and you just took money from one. Like, I thought that was a fun little dig.
Yeah, you just took money from one son.
From one son, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the line where he said, you've got more dick in that promo than you do in your Jorts. I mean, there was a few great lines in there.
But what I was worried about, and I've talked about this on this show and off air with you too, I've been concerned that this match is going to go the route of Rock Hogan, where Cody's the beloved babyface, but the crowd is really into Cena being a heel, and they want to cheer for him and they want to see him. And every time John started to push and push and push, and the crowd's like, oh yeah, this is awesome, he's a heel. Thank goodness Cody had a backbone and had an answer, and the crowd went right back to him. And that gives me hope for how this match plays out in terms of crowd reaction, because you don't want to undercut Cody, who's your top babyface, right? And if he's getting this response, even after John goes all in on being a heel, that's an encouraging sign to me.
Yeah, I mean, it is too. And, John is truly a master of the craft when it comes to promos. There was that line too. He said, I'm not going to cook you in this promo. I'm going to bury you in this promo. But John knows when he needs to pull back, when it is becoming too much, or he's going to start eliciting cheers and whatnot. And I think he's been doing a great job at like managing his control and his lines, and like when to try and get in a good shot and when not to, and when to make sure to slide it over to Cody and let Cody get in that nice blow.
And I'm just glad that Cody was like standing up for himself and was assertive. Like there's only so many times you can hear someone tell you how great Cody is, how he's the ultimate good guy. You got to let him see it. And he showed it with that. And I really appreciated that. You as such a character guy, have you enjoyed watching John dive a little more into the character elements at play? It's really been a long time since we've seen him walk those tracks.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to watch. It's been really fun. And it's one of those things, him being in that role of the top babyface, and whenever he was such a polarizing figure, right? He has felt it from both sides. So I feel like that helps him even more, help a babyface stay over as a babyface, stay over as a hero. And he knows how to, like, take the road of the hill, take the low road, and try and like cut him out from underneath, but then give the babyface back whatever he needs to stay on top. So I feel like John Cena is really assisting Cody in all this too, because John's great at what he does. And if he wanted to go out there and steal the show, he could, but he is doing the right thing and he is remaining in the heel role.